What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So today we are going to be installing a new rear badge on the trunk. I have been badgeless on this car for a long time. One of my main things about any new car that I get is I remove the badges. I don't care if it's an M3, I don't care if it's a Lamborghini, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna remove the badges. Personally, I like the way the car looks when there's no badges on the car. It looks cleaner to me. It looks more unison, especially on the back. Subarus in general, they just have like 15 different words on the back. It looks like a novel. It looks like an entire book. So one of the first things I did when I bought the car is completely debadge everything. And to me, it looked way better. Running this car badgeless for a long time, and I'm doing all the mods on the rear, something I was like, hey, something's missing. And what I found that was missing was this little badge here. I had that matte STI badge on the car for a little while in the past when I first kind of got the car. And then I took it off because I was like, you know what? I don't want to rent anything. I don't want to have to worry about the dirt getting trapped behind there and all that. So I just took it off, left it in my toolbox, and that was that. Not too long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was like, hey, let me try running that on the car again. Let me see how it looks. All in all, I ended up loving it. And the main reason is because I did the 2018 Plus conversion, the front bumper, and I ended up doing a really small, subtle black gloss STI badge there. So I said, wow, now that I have that there, maybe I'll throw something on the back to kind of tie everything in, not overdo it and don't do anything crazy, any crazy colors or anything like that. And I'll see how it looks. And I remembered I had that matte black STI badge in my toolbox over here. So I was like, let me just try it. Threw it on, I liked it. But one thing that was bothering me was I don't really like matte finishes on cars, badges and stuff. I don't know, it looks a little too cheap to me. Gloss, I think it looks a little classier, a little cleaner, kind of flows with the car a little bit more. And like I said, especially I did gloss here, and then I did a matte in the back, that bothered me. So what I ended up doing is picking up a gloss black STI trunk badge. I just got it from eBay. It wasn't anything crazy, it wasn't anything expensive. I believe it was around $12 to $15 or something like that. I guess it may be a little bit expensive if you think of it as just a piece of plastic, but it wasn't anything crazy. The OEM badge is like 40, 50 bucks, it's relatively cheap. But either way, I'll link it below for you guys if you are interested in picking this exact one up. It's the same exact badge that I'm running on here, just gloss instead. I'll talk you through it. I'll talk you through how to remove this badge and then how I put a new one on, what I do to clean it up, what I do to take it off, the whole thing. Just so anybody that is interested, maybe that you're not familiar with the process, this will be a good guide to show you exactly how to remove it and to put a new one on. So let me show you the new badge. I'll compare it to this one so you can see the differences, and then we'll get to actually removing it, talking you through the whole process. So stay tuned. All right, so this is what we're looking at for the new badge. Obviously, it's the same one. Same size, same everything. Sorry, the car's a little dirty, but it rained the other day. But this one's matte, this one's gloss. I just felt the gloss would look a little better, like I said, because I did the grill, and I just feel like gloss just looks a little bit cleaner and classier. So this is what we're going to put on. First and foremost, we're going to take this one off. I actually put the 3M tape behind this one on my own since I used this before and then I took it off, so I couldn't reuse it. I had to put new 3M tape on there, it's pretty simple. I might be able just to pull it off instead of actually heating it up. But just for safe measures, the tape I use is pretty strong. It's literally probably stronger than what the factory uses to put the stock badges on. But what I'm gonna do is gonna take a heat gun, heat it up a little bit, soften up the adhesive of the tape, and then I'm going to use some fishing line and just kind of pull it off. I might be, like I said, I just put this on a couple weeks ago, so it's still pretty fresh, so I might be able to take it off pretty quickly. But before I do that, the first thing I always do is actually tape off the actual placement of the logo before I do anything. And what that does is it allows me to line things up with the new badge instead of sitting there, moving it around in 50 different places to figure out where it looks good. So what I do, I'll show you in a second, is I take some blue painter's tape and just mark off the badge, and then I won't have to worry about where I put the placement and everything. Before I'm gonna put tape or do anything to it, I'm gonna wipe off this area since there is some dirt. So I'm just using some detail spray, nothing fancy, just to clean up the area. So if there is any dirt anywhere, where I'm actually going to be working, I'm not grinding it into the paint and creating more issues. So just a quick cleaning around the badge, nothing too fancy. So next up, I'm gonna take some blue painter's tape, really simple. Let's peel off. I only do 2 strips. So I'll do Actually, the main one under here, I'm just going to butt it up against the actual emblem. And then all I'm going to do for the second piece is just angle it right onto the badge right here. So that way, when I take this one off, I know exactly where to put it. I just line the bottom line against this one and the S against this line. So it'll be in the exact same spot. It'll be perfect. Now I won't have to sit there and worry about where to put everything and taking it off and it being crooked or anything like that. So let's start heating this up. Let's see how well this actually comes off, hopefully, which I'm guessing is going to come off pretty easily. But let's heat it up first, and then we'll go from there. You don't want to get it super hot. You just want to kind of warm it up. And then usually my telltale sign that it's ready is the badge. You can kind of see it starting to wiggle a little bit. You can tell right away the adhesive is coming off. See, super easy. Just take it off one by one. Normally what you would want to do is heat it up and then use like dental floss or fishing line just to break off the actual adhesive. But like I said, since I just did this, it's coming off really easily. And thankfully it's not leaving much residue or residual adhesive behind. All right, so a little bit of closer look. There's just a little bit of residue left, so all I'm gonna do is just, again, spray it down with some detail spray and just clean off any extra. Normally, this is a little bit different circumstance. If you did have a lot of residual, like if you had the stock badge, it leaves a lot of goo behind. So what I always recommend, I use Goo Gone and just kind of work at it. They also have those adhesive wheels that you can put on a drill, but I don't trust those things. Those things scare me. I feel like I'm just gonna destroy the paint somehow. And you could also heat it up, kind of pick it off their fingernail, but it takes a long time. So usually Goo Gone or Goo File for anything like that usually does the trick. So, all right, so as you can tell, it's cleaned up, ready to go. And all I'm going to do is take the new badge and just place it in the same exact spot. I'm gonna just line the bottom line up with this one and the side with this one. There's a glimpse of the finish. It's nothing crazy. I think this was like 14 or 15 bucks from eBay. I'll link it below if anybody's interested, but I've had success with these before. This is my, I think, third different trunk badge. I had a black background with the red. I also had the matte black one. Now I had the gloss black. I guess 4 if you include the stock one, but 3 aftermarket ones. So they're all very similar. They're all the same. They're probably all made in the same spot, but it's a nice finish. I just think it's gonna look a little bit nicer. Again, I'm really about details, if you guys haven't noticed from my videos, and I feel like just having the matching gloss on the back and the gloss on the grill is just gonna complete the car and make it that much better. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim up this foam. Just because there's so much excess and it won't allow me to get it right where I want to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna trim out the actual badge on the foam of the actual shape of the logo. So that way I have a good idea of where I'm placing it, because if I just do it like this, it's kind of hard to tell. It blocks everything. So by trimming it out with some scissors, it's gonna make it much easier to line up. Here's a little POV action. I got some pretty serious scissors, way more serious than you'll need for a project like this, but this is what I had on hand. So I'm basically, like I said, just going to trim up the foam to the basic shape of the badge. So that way it's just much easier to line up. You don't have that extra foam everywhere, and you'll see exactly where you're putting it. All right, so that's what I mean. Not the prettiest thing, but obviously it's way better. I'm gonna be able to get a much better idea of where the badge is actually going, just because there's just way too much foam around there. So doing this just allows you to be able to line it up better and just see what you're doing. All I'm gonna do is take off the backing. This is where the sticky part is. Line it up with my tape over here, and then we should be done. There we go, nice and straight. Looks really good. It kind of blends in, which is really nice, you know, because obviously I don't want it standing out too much. But the gloss black definitely looks much better than the matte. I think it just ties in a little bit better, flows a little bit nicer, especially at the front grille and everything. But yeah, simple as that. Definitely recommend them. They're really nice, look good, not crazy expensive, and definitely updates and makes the rear end look a little bit more aggressive, especially if you know, you're running the stock badge with the chrome around it. So definitely suggest it. Really nice looking, super clean, nice gloss black. Cool. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you in the next one.